What should we talk about today? Chord melody. Everybody wants it so bad. I know. Today, we're going to do a little bit of chord melody. But really what I want to talk about today is ukulele, music. Yeah, those two things. Yeah, ukulele and music. He's out. You guys can leave too. So I want to talk about ukulele and I want to talk about music, okay? I've been kind of developing these ideas about balance in our playing. I think that not a lot of people really realize that there are some facets to growth in this instrument, and I kind of want to discuss them today. Maybe give you guys some tools. For those of you who are feeling stuck, maybe how do I progress from here? I'm sure there's a lot of people in the room like that. They've been playing for a year, maybe two, and they're like, I know 3 strum patterns. I play 1 strum pattern, right? I like songs in C. I don't like to play the E chord. Yeah? Sound familiar? Anybody? Awesome. Okay, cool. So that happens to a lot of us, yeah? That happened to me, actually. So to be able to break past that thing, trying to develop some concepts around kind of dividing our skill sets and our knowledge into different parts and trying to get all of those to be balanced and kind of grow them together. Yeah? Cool? So we'll talk a little bit about chord melody for all the chord melody fans in here. I personally don't think that's a great name for chord melody. I'm looking to change it. I think it should be rhythm chord melody, which would be kind of make more sense to me. We'll get a little more into that later. So today I want to talk about, like I said, ukulele and music. So first of all, music. Do I need to do a little introduction? Everybody know who I am? Yes. Okay, I'm John Nash. I said it before. But I want everybody to just kind of think about their favorite songs or the music that they listen to or the music that they try to play on the instrument. And somebody tell me one of 3 kind of important things that you need to have in music to be able to be successful and transfer your idea successfully. Yeah? Can anybody tell me one? I'm going to turn around. Turn around. You guys don't have to raise your hands. What? Melody. Hey, yo.
Rhythm.
Oh my goodness. Look at us. We're taking off. I don't know what that. The last one? Harmony. Can we go over this last time? Is that what everybody knows it? Harmony. Okay, so these 3 things. Do I need this? You guys can hear me, right? I'm going to turn away from it a couple of times, so if I need to if I need to speak up, let me know. Okay. So harmony, melody, and rhythm, all 3 of these things happening at the same time in order for us to be able to relate to music. When music turns on, you start to do this, tap your foot, bob your head, or dance really bad, right? All of those things happen because of these 3 things happening in unison. Yeah? If you don't have one of these elements, a lot of times our music can sound incomplete. Cool? Sweet. This is a terrible marker stand. All right. So, if I was to pick up this ukulele and I was to say, hey, you know that one song? Oops. Hey, you know that one song that goes like this? Yeah? And like this? And like this? And like this? Yeah? Everybody remember that song? No. Sounds like a lot of songs, doesn't it? That's totally true. How about if I put a little bit of another element into it? So let's talk about this. Immediately I saw a bunch of people start to bob their head, right? So suddenly I have 2 of those elements kind of together. Everybody know what song I'm talking about now? No. You all shake your heads. You guys were doing this. I totally assume. You were at least with me partially, right? Yeah. So how about if I add that last element that we need, right? You guys can probably guess. This is rhythm and harmony being tied together, and suddenly if I go... Everybody recognize it? Got a few more nods. And hey, where did we go? Days when the rains came. Who doesn't know that song? Brown Eyed Girl. We know it now, right? And you knew it now only because all 3 of those elements finally came together. I saw when I started to do the lead line. When you started singing, right? For those that didn't recognize the first melody I played, you guys recognize the words, right? So does everybody understand kind of what I mean? All three of those elements need to be working together in harmony in order for us to be able to play that kind of successful music. Yeah? A lot of people when they're beginning, they're like, hey, I learned this one song, and then you play it for them, and they're like, yeah, I totally know what you're talking about, right? Probably they didn't get that whole idea because you didn't have all of those elements. Maybe you haven't learned how to sing and play yet, which is adding melody, right? Maybe you're trying to learn how to play chord melody, which is playing the melody at the same time while you're doing those other two things, right? But you need to have all three of those things in balance in order for you to be kind of the most successful you can at portraying your musical idea. Everybody get that? Okay, awesome. A lot of heads nod. As soon as I started singing the melody, a bunch of people went like this. Yes, I totally know that song, right? Because you needed that last little element to sort of link it in. Cool? Okay, sweet. So I'm going to hand out some stuff. We're going to play a song, and then we'll learn some stuff. Everybody okay with that? Okay.
Stuff is good.
Stuff is good. Whole show. So I printed out 150. It was really old graphic. No, I think there's like 30 or 40 in there. If they're short, then we'll print some more. Cool? Hand them out. I should have done this a second ago because now we're going to have this awkward silence where we're waiting for everybody to get their sheets. Okay? While we're doing this, I'm going to transpose. How many baritone players in the room? 1, 2, 3. Did he bring his baritone? Yeah, he's got it. Okay, cool. So baritone, everybody knows, same chord shapes, different chord names, okay? So I'm going to write some chord progressions up on the board because that sheet probably won't serve you well, unless you know how to transpose in your head. Okay, so... Somebody's a teacher?
Yeah, really. There's a teacher in the house. I did. Thank you. Are there any more? Pass back?
No, that's it.
That's it? Did we run out? Are we out? How many are we missing? Oh, look at that. Here she comes to the rescue. We're good. Thank you very much, by the way. This girl's so helpful. Every time I come here, yeah. Make it rain. All right. Everybody got it? Okay, so this is going to go like straightforward, just jam session. We're going to rock it. Don't think too much about what we're doing. Everybody try and sing because I don't want to be the only one up here singing, you know what I'm saying? So let's see if we can just kind of make it happen. And then we're going to play the song at the end after we've talked about some stuff and see if it sounds better, which I'm hoping it can. And then we will start a band and we will travel the world together. Everybody cool with that? Yes. Okay, everybody got the sheet in front of them. In the key of C, except for the baritone players, it's in the key of G. Here we go. From the top. I'm just going to kind of get a little bit of groove going, staying on that first chord, and I'm going to count us in. Okay? Everybody cool with that? So I'm going to play on the C chord. I'm going to go like this. And everybody just kind of jump in with me. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, where did we go? C. Days when the rains came in C. Down in the hollow. Oh my God. Oh, no. Hold on. I really hate to do this. I've got to stop us. I'm so sorry. I wrote all this stuff up here and I realized I didn't explain it to him, okay? Chord progressions. This is sort of like our formula for what the sentences in these songs are, yeah? So the first chord progression is C, F, C, G. For the baritone players, it's G, C, G, D. Everybody got that? Verse and chorus, same chords. And then this is the bridge. Cool? Everybody got it? That's totally right. It makes it a little harder. But that's what baritone players do. They just make it harder on themselves. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. From the top. 1, 2, 3, C. Hey, where did we go? Good, C. Days when the rains came. And C. Down in the hollow. C. When a new day F and G and G, my brown-eyed girl. A minor, F, U, my G, brown-eyed to C. Good. And whatever happened today, it's so slow. I'm the old man with that C transistor radio, standing in the sunlight laughing, hide behind the rainbow's wall to see. Good. Slipping and sliding all along the waterfall to F, U, to G, my brown eye. C, A minor, F, U, my to G, brown eye. Now we go to G, three measures. Do you remember when we used to sing sha la 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 ti da, sha la 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 ti da. To the verse. It's so hard to find my way now that I'm all on my own to see. Saw you just the other day to see a G. My, how you've ever grown to see. That's the memory back there, Lord. Sometimes it will come just thinking about making love in the green grass behind the stadium with you. To G, my brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. To G, three measures. Do you remember when we used to sing sha la 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 ti da, sha la 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 ti da. Let's do two more measures. Sha la 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 ti da. Last one. Sha la 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 la. And slow down a little bit. And end on C. Oh my goodness! Yes, that is what I like to hear after a 2-hour drive up from the Bay. So much better. I was just singing to myself in the car, and I'm like, you know what? I wish there were 30 people in this car with me singing. And so, thank you guys for that. That was awesome. We did it, right? We all jumped in. Who did it perfect? Anybody?
You!
Did anybody not mess up? Me? Okay, thank you very much, but she's totally wrong. I messed up a bunch, right? I messed up a bunch. Remember, guys, practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes better, right? Honestly, I play and teach music for a living, and there's no way that I could go and, play a show for 30 minutes and not make a mistake. Play a show for an hour and not make a mistake, right? The only difference is that my mistakes might be a little less often, and they're probably not noticeable, right? It's just because I don't let it trip me up. Always try to remember that when you're playing, especially in a group setting. Try to remember that music is this fluid. It's like you're in a stream in a boat, right? The water that's right underneath you is suddenly behind you. So don't fixate on that, right? You always want to be in the present and in the future, what the next step is. So always try to remember the chord progression. See where you are. If you get lost, then you can find yourself back on that C chord, right? Cool? Awesome. You guys, that sounded great. So let's talk a little bit about some stuff. Everybody see on the back side of that sheet? Don't look yet. Don't look yet.
Oh.
I just want to know. Do you know it's there? Yes. Okay, good. Okay, perfect. So let's talk about these three things. Hold on, let me get the best eraser in the world. Where is these? I'll write it back up there, you guys. Here we go. Okay. So, harmony, melody, rhythm, right? These are the three kind of important things that we need to have in music. A lot of times people can really fixate on one or two kind of things, In the beginning, what are we basically working on in the very beginning? Like, think about when you first picked up ukulele and were just learning stuff. What do you think, which of these elements do you think you were concentrating on the most? Harmony and rhythm, right? So melody is sort of that missing one. So I would say, just as a word of advice, yeah, try to get melody into your playing as soon as possible, yeah? The chord melody workshop I taught the last time I was here, that's sort of learning how to play the melody on the instrument, and then learning how to sing, which is really fun too, right? That's the other way that you can introduce melody into your playing, and that's how you can sort of get all those complete things, right? So I'm going to draw a little diagram up here. Let's see. We're going to go. Think about this. That's you. Cool? This is your playing here. Now this is how you sound when you sort of play something. Okay? Somebody that might be a little better than you, their playing might sound like this. Somebody who's never picked up ukulele, might sound like that, right? Or even smaller. It might sound like that. Yeah? Okay? So think about that. Like, the way that you sound and the way that you play, your feeling, think about it as like this circle. So what do you think supports this circle in here? I like to think about sort of these 4 tenets, right? Let me erase this. Let me erase this because we're not talking about Jake Shimabukuro or James Hill over here. They were going to come, but you guys got me instead. Okay. So these 4 tenets, right? So already with these 3 things, we've got 3 of them. Okay? Here, rhythm. Here, melody. And so for harmony, I'm going to write an L here. What do you think that L stands for? Anybody? Lyrics? That's an interesting one. That would be for melody, right? What do you think this L is here? This is melody. This is rhythm. What do you think this L stands for? Well, I'm hearing a lot of whispering. Give you a clue. How about this? How about this? How about this? Okay, so this R here doesn't stand for rhythm. It stands for right hand. That's right. Left hand. Ah! Amazing. If I can have one of those moments at a workshop, I feel like I'm about to like drop this mic and walk away because that was awesome. Aha moment. That was great. Okay, so right hand technique and left hand technique. Those, if you can start to divide your playing and your understanding of ukulele into right and left-handed technique, thinking of them as 2 separate things, you're gonna vastly improve. Yeah, you're really gonna lower the time it takes to pick up certain techniques if you can practice them kind of independently, right? So a lot of times when you're learning a tough chord progression, what you can do is take your right hand completely out of it. Don't play the strum pattern, just down strum. Practice those left-hand changes without sort of. How many people have learned a new strum pattern, tried to play an E chord, and it all messed up? Yeah, it happens all the time, right? Because you're trying to do too much. When you're trying to learn a new strum pattern, don't even worry about the chords, right? Play that C6, A minor 7, my favorite chord. 0, 0, 0, 0. Just, rah. It's a great one. Just use that chord and practice the strum pattern on your own, right hand technique. Okay, cool. So left hand, right hand, melody. What do you think this last one might be? Any guesses? Rhythm. So over here, right hand technique. I'm going to put a T here. T is for tempo. I would say tempo is a part of rhythm, yeah? Any more guesses? Tune, timbre, toad. What was that?
Right hand, left hand,
Toes. Toes, yeah. No. So T stands for theory, yeah? Oh my God. Ooh, everybody hates theory. So T is theory, yeah? Our understanding of how music functions. To me, this is one of the most important things that most people don't have an appreciation for, and they don't spend time learning. Believe me, the theory, just call it something else. Because so many people get shrunk away from that word, like, oh, theory, it's so hard, right? It's not hard. It's really, theory at its like kind of base level is remedial math. It's just patterns. Once you understand how those patterns are, you can shift them all over the place. And it really makes you a better player if you can understand that music a little bit today, okay? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to try to address each one of these elements. And remember, if you can have these all in balance, this is what you sound like. Yeah? If you can grow these things sort of in congruency with each other, then that means you're growing in balance. Yeah? Have you guys, maybe you guys haven't witnessed, I've seen it before, somebody who really concentrates on one of these elements, probably because they're good at it or they pick it up fast. So that's what they spend most of their time practicing, right? Somebody's like pretty good at left-hand chords, then they just take their little laminated sheet and they're like, I'm going to learn a new chord every single day. I know B flat, I know F sharp, I know whatever it is, right? And so what they do is they learn a bunch of left-hand technique. Suddenly, their kind of stem grows like this. And guess what? They still only know 1 or 2 strum patterns, right? So when they play a song, no matter how complicated their left-hand technique is, oh, I put a bunch of diminished chords and movable chord shapes in here, right? If they're still playing that 1 strum pattern they know, then that's what their playing sounds like, yeah? In order to grow, I think you have to grow all of these in succession with each other, right? So try and think about how we can divide all of our skills and our understanding into these 4 facets. Try to find where you're weak at it, yeah? Because in order to really progress at this instrument, you kind of have to do those things that maybe you're not so good at, right? Oh, I'm terrible at rhythm. Work on it, yeah? Play with a metronome. See what you can do to sort of improve that part of your playing, and all of your playing will improve. Everybody get that? You're only as strong as, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? As your weakest link. Cool? Okay, sweet. So, awesome eraser again. Art is not my major, guys. Sorry. Drawings are terrible. Okay, cool. So let's just do some definitions for these. Okay. So what is rhythm? It's the beat. It's the beat. Yeah. Anybody else? What is rhythm? The pattern of the beat. Ooh, getting closer. I like that. I like that. Timing, yes. All of those things. Anybody else? Cool. Remember, there's no wrong answers. And this is way better if I'm not the only person who talks. Way better. I promise you guys. Anybody else? Rhythm? Definition? Okay, I'll give you my definition. How about that? Since I am standing up here. Rhythm. Okay? It is the set, I'm not going to write this all out. It's a set pattern of sounds that we create in relation to the constant beat or tempo that's happening in the music. Yeah? That's what not a lot of people realize, is that has to relate. As soon as some kind of music starts in the air, right? What was that last time we did? Hey, where did we go? Days when the rain came, right? I'm an amazing snapper, by the way. Yeah, it's loud, isn't it? Somebody told me that the other day. I've never heard somebody snap as loud as you. It's because I do it a lot, yeah, as a music teacher. So, as soon as music starts happening, this tempo is in the air, right? Even when it goes away. Can you still feel it? Yeah? So that tempo is what we always have to keep in mind whenever we're playing music, whenever our rhythms are kind of getting created. It always has to relate to that tempo. Got it? Okay, so, and rhythm, we talked about it, right hand. What's another word for rhythm that everybody kind of throws around? What do you do when you play rhythm? Starts with an S.
Strum.
It's in the name of, it's in the name of the shop, right? Strum shop. Strumming. Everybody saw the sign on the way in the building? Okay, harmony. What hand do we usually use to create harmony? Left hand, right? And what is the word for that we usually use? Chords. Awesome. Cool. You guys are amazing. I don't think I even needed to come at all. You guys got all this. Okay, so melody definition. Anybody? The tune. What says it?
Notes.
The notes. Yeah. Anybody else? She talked last time, guys. Somebody's got to fill in. Somebody got to jump in. No ideas?
Could be singing.
Could be singing. That's right.
It's the tune.
It's the tune. Ooh. It's not the tune, though, because a lot of people throw that word around as the whole thing, right? We just jammed a tune, didn't we? It was all of it. So it is the tune. You're right. Yeah, these words are kind of interchangeable. Anybody else? Melody definition? There you go. Keep going. Keep going.
That create the song.
Yeah, that's right. Series of notes. That's the most important part, yeah? A melody is like this. Think of individual little notes that kind of go in succession, one at a time, that create a melodic phrase, yeah? And she's right. It's the tune. It's the hook. It's what you remember, right? When you're thinking about that song, Brown Eyed Girl, you don't go like this. C, F, C, G, yeah. right? No, you think of the melody, you think of the hook. Hey, where did we go? Right? Sha-la-la-la-la-la. That's the melody, okay? So, individual notes put in order to create some sort of melodic phrase. So what about harmony? Definition. Oh, I like that face. Circle of fifths. No, wrong.
The notes around the melody.
The notes around the melody, that's good. I like that.
Compliments.
Complement the melody. Yeah, I like that too. Amanda. No? This is one of my students, Amanda. By the way. Anybody else? Harmony? Yeah, everyone look at her. Everyone stare at her. They've been staring at me for a while. It's making me uncomfortable too.
Notes that complement the melody.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Somebody said
Intervals. Ooh, that's a word that we're going to come to in a second. I love that word. That's like one of my favorite words. Interval. Doesn't sound great? Interval. Okay, so harmony. Okay, more than one note happening at the same time. That's the key point, right? This is more than one note happening, but they're all happening at different times in order. Okay, so harmony looks more like this. Yeah. In the case of the ukulele, we have 4 strings, 4 voices, usually 4 notes happening at the same time. Okay? So harmony, more than one note happening at the same time. Cool? Okay, so now that we defined all of those things, we'll see if we can apply it to that song. Cool? First, we'll address the most important. I hope everybody wrote this down. Let's take a picture. Okay. You guys. Rhythm. My favorite. Okay, so does anybody know the strum pattern that I was playing when I started that song? Oh, I hear it. Do you hear it? Click, 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 click. Anybody know the name of it? It's called something.
Number 7.
Number 7. It's strum. It's strum number 7. How could you forget that? Anybody remember the word? When I heard it too, I was like, what kind of name is that? Calypso strum. Anybody heard that before? Yeah, calypso. Cool. Somebody tell me what the calypso strum is. I'm going to write it here.
Down, down,
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, now all at the same time. Go.
down, down, up, down.
Yeah, there we go. So a lot of times you'll go to this YouTube video and you're like, I want to learn Brown Eyed Girl, and so you go, and you can check out my video if you want. But you could go to the video and every comment, like every third comment is like, what's the strum pattern? Show us the strum pattern. And they'll write something like this. Right?
You need a pause in there.
Right? Or like this. Right?
Yeah.
Right? They'll write it like that. And you're like, thank you for that.
You need a pause in there.
Thank you very much. That's right. You need something else in there. You need nothing. You need space. Right? So this is what I'm talking about in relation to the tempo. Right? So we're going to talk about a little bit of a different way to think about strum patterns. A lot of people think about it as like this additive process. Do this, then do this, then do this, then do this, right? Let's not think about it like that. Let's think about it more like a subtractive process, okay? I'm going to take that measure, the amount of time that you play, the amount of time you play one of those chords before you switch. Most music happens in 4/4 time, like this. And if we divide that 4 notes, or that 4 divisions of time into another one, how many would we have? 8, which would be called what kind of notes? 8th notes. Half notes. And not half notes, 8th notes, right? Because one of them is 1/8 of the whole measure, right? Okay, cool. So now let's take sort of our hand. It's going to become our metronome. It's going to go down here and down here. What do you think is going to happen in between? Nothing? Good. It would be an up, up, down, up. Got it? Okay, so this is going to be our baseline. This is our foundation. This is how I like to think about it. Your hand acts as the metronome, and then what we do is we decide when to play the strings and when not to. Because what happens, everybody just play 8th notes with me. Can you do that? So if I'm counting this, 1, 2, 3, 4, it sounds like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, right? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Last time, 1, 2, 3, and end on 1. Oh, who did that? Who did that? End on 1. I really like when it all rings out at the end there. Okay, so let's see if we can nail that next time. Okay, so when we do the strum pattern, this is what we think about. The same strum pattern, but now it's in relation to that constant tempo, right? Now we have what people were saying you need in there, which is empty space. Everybody understand what I mean? And what happens in between that 1 and 2? What does our hand do here on this and? Here? What does it do? Comes back up. That's right. It moves back up, right? And what happens here on the 3? It goes back down. You just don't touch the strings, right? So whenever you're thinking about rhythm in this way, no matter how complicated of a strum pattern you can think of, like, right? Sounded pretty fast, sounded pretty technical, complicated. Really, I want you to know that it comes from the same idea. My hand moving at a constant tempo, and I just choose when to touch the strings, right? If I play that a little slower, and I start to fill them in, that's all it is. And once I start to insert strums, and I'm throwing in a couple of techniques too, some chucks, a little more flair, but really it comes from that same bass foundation. Everybody got that? Understand? Cool. Okay, so let's see if we can do this strum pattern. And remember, if your hand is moving in tempo, if you play these, it's never wrong, right? If I'm playing this strum pattern, and I start to fill it in, did you hear me mess up? No, right? I didn't mess up because my hand is still in tempo. Cool? So everybody try that strum pattern with me one time. 2, 3, 4. C, stay on C. Good, last measure. 1, 2, and then 1. Oh, so close, so close, so close. And then 1 next time. Yes. Promise it'll be better. Okay, cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw something out there. And listen, this whole workshop, the whole time, if it's beyond what you're doing, do what you can do, yeah? See if you can catch up. I mean, the point of a workshop is to just sort of expose you to new information, and then you can sort of gather that and sort of put it into your repertoire at your own pace, right? Okay, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to take each of these individual notes. Instead of doing down and up strums, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play individual strings like this. C, E, G, A. I call this finger picking pattern inside-outside, yeah? Because I'm playing the 2 inside notes, C and E. Everybody do it without even holding a chord, okay? So we're going to use a 3-finger pattern, which means the 2 bottom strings are going to be assigned to your 2 fingers like this, and your thumb is going to play the top 2 strings. Okay, so when I play this pattern, it sounds like this. C, E, G, A. Yeah. I like how it sounds when everybody's trying to at their own pace. It's like just this wash of music. It's really cool. Okay, so now let's try it in tempo together, okay? So don't worry about what's up there. Let's just practice just that right and right. We're concentrating on right hand technique, right? We're going to go C, E, G, A. C, E, G, A. C, E, G, A. C, E, G. Now hold the C chord. C, E, G, A. Beautiful. Now hold the G chord. Yeah. Now we're all going to end on C on 1. Very close. Very close. By the end of this, oh my God, where's the time going? Sorry, guys. Oh my God. Okay, cool. That will go off again. Okay, cool. So everybody got it? C, E, G, A. So now what I want to do is I want to add that into my strumming pattern. Remember, it still relates to that tempo, right? I'm playing 8th notes with those first. And then I'm going to play the rest of the strum pattern. So it's going to sound like this. Everybody give it a try. Beautiful. Up, down. Last one. No, one more time. Oh, one more time. Now let's do one more time. And end on 1. Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. That was good, you guys. Okay, cool. So what is this? What am I showing you right now?
Strum patterns?
Strum pattern rhythm.
We haven't really added melody yet, though, have we?
Well, unless those single notes are.
It's true, right? It depends on the context of what you're thinking about. I think of this because we're sort of outlining the chord, what's called an arpeggiation. Yeah? I'm playing each of the notes in the chord after each other, so really it's the chord. What this is basically adding technique, your right hand technique, into a song to add variation. So do you think the strum pattern before, or even what I'm showing you now, is the strum pattern? Quotation marks before and after the. Yeah? Get that idea out of your head. The strum pattern doesn't exist. The strum pattern is whatever you want it to be, whatever you can hear in your head. So if you think about strumming in this sort of, and rhythm in this sort of foundational way, then suddenly you have this concept that you can create kind of rhythms on your own, okay? So let's try it a couple times, and what I want you to do is play the regular strum pattern, and then play the kind of picking pattern. Alternate. 2, 3, C. Good. Now the other one. Strum pattern. And good. Strum it out. And then again. Good. Last time. And on one. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. So, a variation, right? While I'm playing the song. Hey, where did we go? Just a little variation. Really, I'm still referencing that constant beat or tempo, so it fits, right? Everybody got it? Cool. Rhythm, sweet, awesome. That's beautiful, you guys. Okay, so we got one of them down, and I only have 20 minutes left in the workshop. So. Okay, here we go. Rhythm down. Everybody can remember this? Cool. Too bad if you can. Come talk to me afterwards if you can. Okay. Okay, so now for left-handed technique. I'm just going to throw this out there because we're running a little short on time. Left-handed technique, I'm just going to show you some variations on the chords that you can do. Something called inversions, yeah? I'm developing a workshop on that. Maybe next time I come, I'll just talk about inversions, which will bore you all to tears, probably. Okay? So, different ways to play the same chord. This is a C, this is a C, this is a C, this is another C, this is another C, and this is the last one. Everybody hear that? Ooh, music box. Okay? Everybody hear that? Different ways to play the same chord. So what I'm going to show you is just a couple different ways to play C, F, C, and G. Everybody got that? Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to take this C chord, like this, and play it with your pinky. Can you do that? Now I want you to take all these open strings here. Do you see them? I call this the 0 fret. Yeah, this is 1, 2, 3, and this is 0. Okay, so press down on that 0 fret. Everybody borrowing that? So now that I have this C chord, guess what? I can move it to any place I want. So what I want you to do is move it 2 frets up like this. Can you do that? Everybody, 2, 2, 2, 5. Yeah? What chord is that? D. That's right. Some people already know this, right? So this is a C shape, but a D chord, right? If I take it and move it another whole step, which is 2 more frets to the 4th fret, what chord is that? Yeah, there we go. And probably one more to get to. There it is. Okay, there's our F chord we're going to use. So everybody should be on the 5th fret. 5, 5, 5, 8 with their pinky. Got it? Okay, cool. From here, I'm going to show you the C chord. So see where your pinky is? Right there on that little orientation? 0, 0, 8, 7 is what you're going to play. Like this. Everybody got that? 0, 0. I'm just saying the fret numbers from top to bottom. Open, open, 8, 7. Everybody hear that? So it should be 0 on the G string, 0 on the C string, 8 on the E string, and 7 on the A string. Everybody got that? 0, 0, 8, 7. Cool. That's going to be our replacement for C. So it's C, and then F, and then C. So where would I need to make, how can I make the G chord in that same shape as the F? Anybody? Move it up. By how much?
2
2 what?
frets.
2 frets. Anybody know another name for that? 2 frets? 2 steps. 2 steps. 2 steps. Yeah, whole step. We call it, yeah. Half step is 1 fret. 2 steps is a whole step. Okay? So we take that F shape on 5 here, and we move it up here. Cool? Okay, so somebody write this down. Make sure your friend gets it. And then for the people that it's moving a little too fast and bar chords are a little tricky, play the open chords. For everybody else that feels comfortable with these, play these new variations. Okay, I'm going to go over these variations again. 0, 0, 8, 7, C. Okay? And then F. And then C. And then G. Everybody got that? Sweet. If you don't got it, I'll write them down and we'll go. 77710. Thank you very much. You want to come up here?
He's a math major.
He was a math major. I was not. F is 5558. Everybody got it? Okay, here we go. So remember, if you don't feel comfortable with the chords, we'll work on them on your own pace and play the open chords. Cool? So whatever you feel comfortable with. So we're going to start on C. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, C. And then F. And then C. Good. And now if you can do the inversions, jump into it. 0087. 5558. Back to C. And then to G. One more time. And then F. And then C. Just play the open chords if you don't have it. I'll play the open chords. C. And then F. And then C and G. Good. Last one and everybody end on C. Cool. How many people nailed it? I think I nailed it. I planned it out, so hopefully I can nail it. Okay, so everybody remember, just make sure somebody wrote it down, right? I'll write them up here at the very end of the class so that we have them. And remember, working on these shapes is just like anything. Do you remember the first time you tried to play a G chord? And your hand went into the gargoyle shape? Right? 3 fingers, oh my God. So that's what it's going to feel like going into a lot of these shapes if you're not used to them. I always say consistency comes with repetition. So make sure that you practice. Repeat those chords over and over again, just moving. Maybe not do the strum pattern right away because you're concentrating on your left hand, right? Cool? Okay, everybody flip the page over. We're going to work on a little melody. Everybody got it? Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to write a simple little version out, and then that one on there is for you guys, okay? Just like this. Cool. Okay. Let's assume listening position. Can we do that? Yeah. Everybody heard that before? Listening position? Yeah. I sometimes make my kids put it on their lap like this, so they can play it. You guys don't have to do that because I know you guys are. Okay, if I write this 0, what do I play?
Nothing.
Let's try again. 0 on this string. What do I play? C. Open C. Everybody play it. Good. And then here, for the baritone guys, this might be a little tough because we're doing something different, right? And then here. Good. And then back here. And then open. Everybody got it? Okay, so that first section sounds like this, okay? Everybody listening position, here we go. And remember, the duration and the meter, we kind of want to know. Get the mechanics of what you need to play down, and then kind of work on the phrasing later, right? Okay, so everybody kind of together. 1, 2, ready, go. And 0, da, ba, ba, ba. 1, 2, here we go. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 1, 2, ready, go. Beautiful. Okay, we got that part? That's section 1. Like that. Section 2 goes like this. 1, 3, open, 3, 1. Everybody got that? 1, 3, open, 1, 3, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. 5, 6, 7, 8. By the third one, everybody had it. You guys understand what I mean about repetition? Imagine if you practice this once a day for a week, you probably have it nailed down, right? Okay, so now we repeat section 1. Again, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. Good. Okay, so the way the cycle works is it goes part 1, part 2, part 1, and then we strum out a G chord. Everybody see it? Strumming out a G chord. Okay? So I'm going to play it once, and then I want everybody to try to jump in with me, okay? One time for me. 1, 2, ready, and part 2, part we go. All together. 1, 2, ready, and part 2, part 1, and strum on a G. Good. Last time. 1, 3, open, 3, 1, 0, 2, open, 2, down, and G, and everybody end on C. Oh, so close, so close. We'll get it, guys. Okay, awesome. You guys got that? Okay, so now for the chord melody part, all we do is we strum the chord whenever we start each of these phrases, right? Because I want you to see that if I do this, what's this? If I do that, what chord is that?
C.
That's a C. And then what's this?
F.
F! Oh my God, this is incredible, isn't it? The way that melody interacts with chords, that's what chord melody is all about. In the beginning, we have very simplified structures, like I play the chord. And remember, when I play the chord, I'm actually playing the first note in the melody, aren't I? So I'm going to show you the chord melody, and like I said, if it's moving too fast, just play the melody. Yeah? Okay? If you can do the chord at the beginning, awesome. Chord melody is all about learning how to play chords and doing other tunes with your fingers. That's it, right? So you watch, I play the C chord. F. C. G, right? 3, 4. Raise the hand. First question. This is really, I'm really nervous.
Could you explain something about chord melodies? I've been originally taught that the highest note was the melody.
Not always. Not always.
Okay.
Not always. A lot of people. I do hear what you're saying. In most compositional pieces, the melody line will usually be on the E and the A strings. That just usually happens. It's because we have such a short range on the instrument. But when I compose chord melody pieces, that's not a rule for me. It doesn't have to be the highest note. Yeah? So whoever taught you that, tell them to call me. No, I'm kidding. Okay? So remember, it's just about where's the chord, where's the melody, and where do those two interact? That's chord melody. Yeah? So I can play that like that. F. And you hear how I'm letting all of the other notes besides the melody note ring out. It's creating harmony. Yeah? And then I can add a couple thirds. Yeah? That's for a different workshop. Okay, cool. Chord melody together. Whoever can't do the chord melody, just try to do the melody. Single notes. Okay? 1, 2. I didn't want to put a swing in it. Let's keep it straight. 1, 2, ready. C. F. And C. And G. 2, 3, 4, and to F. And to C. And G. Last time. And F. And C. And G. 2, 3. Last time. C. And F. And C. And G. And finish on C. Awesome. That was great, you guys. That sounded so fantastic. That's actually one of my faults, I think. I always lie when I say last time. Because I just say it last time, and then I just I want to hear it again, right? So a couple people in the crowd, who could get the chord melody and nail it and wants to perform it up here with me? Who, hands
I was
down.
almost going to volunteer to that last one.
Till the last part, exactly. So remember, it's just about repetition, right? I played this like maybe 2 or 3 times more than you guys, so I have it down a little better, right? But if you repeat, that's when you start to get the consistency and nail it every time. Everybody got it? Cool? Sweet. So remember, we want to address all of our skills and all of our technique. A lot of times they're blended, right? When we're talking about inversions, right? Those new ways to play each of those chords, C, F, and C and G, right? We're kind of blending the idea of theory and left-handed technique, right? So a lot of times it's not going to be so cut and dry, and there's going to be combinations of each of those, but this is the way that I look at it. Whenever I look at my playing and think about how can my playing be better, I try to think about it in this way. Do I want to learn this right-hand technique? Do I want to learn like a little 3-finger tremolo? Right? Took me like 7 years to get that, yeah, before I could get it down. But it's a technique that I practiced, and I didn't practice it with a bunch of chords that I didn't know, right? Setting myself up for that. I practiced it separate. I just watched movies and muted it. drove my wife crazy, right? Okay? So think about it like that. Where are you lacking and how can you progress, kind of grow our circle so that it's in balance with each other? Everybody got that? Yeah? Cool? Any questions, comments, concerns? No? All right, sweet. I got a question. Can I hand out a little sign-up sheet? I'm gonna hand out a little sign-up sheet. We're gonna jam this song, and then I'm gonna talk to you guys for a little bit because I really like to get feedback at the end of my workshops, just to kind of know where you guys are at, things that you want to work on. I asked a couple questions last time, so people were like, I want to know some riffs. So I think this was a riff. I think I threw one out. It's a riff. But remember, you guys, any song that you look at, you can break it down to make it simpler, and you can make it more complex, right? Some of you probably already know this song, but adding the melody to it at the beginning and the end, learning these inversions to change the voicing on the chords can add a lot of dimension to your playing, especially when you're playing with other people. Yeah? Okay, awesome. I'm gonna hand this out. Cool. So one person at a time. Please don't steal my iPad. This is my only one. Okay? And I don't know where you live, so. Cool. Someone hand this out. Okay? Leave your email and your name with me. You know what? Hold on to that. We're gonna jam this song. I don't want to lose momentum. Here we go. From the top. Everybody, hold with me for 5 more seconds. Here we go. No. Before we do, set that up. I know I said it. I was totally wrong. Remember, I said I lied all the time. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we're gonna jam this song. Then things gonna go out. Then we're gonna take a little break, and I'm gonna come back and play some music for you guys. Okay? Here we go. So we're gonna jam this song. For those of you who feel comfortable, play the melody. For those of you who don't feel comfortable, play C chord and F chord and C chord and G chord. Yeah, everybody can kind of handle that. And then for those of you who really feel comfortable with the chord melody, try play that. Okay, we're gonna play 2 measures of that. Then we're gonna start the song. Everybody got it? Yeah. And if you don't have the strum pattern down, just do this. 2. Days when the rains came. Yeah. Little Bob Dylan on it. Okay, here we go. From the top. Remember, chord melody if we can get it. And I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna try. This is gonna be so good. I'm so excited. Do you guys feel that? It's palpable. Okay, here we go. I know, it's killing me too. Ready? 1. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. And F, and C, and strum out the G. 2, 3, 4, C, and F. Good, you guys. That sounds awesome. And G, 2, ready, and from C. Hey, where did we go? Oh, I know who's gonna have that. Days when the rains came. Here we go. C. Down in the hollow. C and G. Playing a new game. And C. Laughing and a running. Hey, hey. Skipping and a jumping to C. Here we go. In the misty morning fog with our and C. Our hearts thumping. O to F. U and G. My brown-eyed girl. F, U, my to G, brown-eyed girl. And go. Whatever happened? A little louder with the vocals, you guys. To Tuesday, it's so slow. That's better. Going down to the old mine with that C and G transistor radio. Standing in the sunlight line. If you can do the variation that we learned, go for it. There goes ball. The little finger picking. Slipping and sliding. Or any of the chord inversions. All along the waterfall with F, U. My brown-eyed girl. A minor. F, U, my G. Brown-eyed girl. G, do you remember when go. Sha la 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 la. It's like that. Ooh, fell apart a little bit. One more time. Sha la 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 la. It's like that. And everybody end on C. Thank you guys very much. That sounded beautiful. And remember, practice all those things that are a little bit harder for you guys. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to take like 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, if you can pass